that they released overnight, and people worked it out what is actually going on.
And we can read your analysis on BBC Verify about what all the bits of the formula actually mean. Yeah, Darshini.
Oh, I was just going to say we should have had the formula up on this lovely newscast.
Oh, yeah, we can do graphics
You can do graphics. Come on. We've had hours to do this. Just to say, I mean, because sometimes it takes a while for these numbers to catch up with reality, right? In actual fact, the markets are now down by 3% in the US. So
it's just quite a lot.
It's
one minute of one day.
It really is. And, just to give you one little taster, Apple shares down by 8.5%. So that gives you...
that's billions of dollars because that's such a wealthy company.
255 billion since you asked.
Wow.
Which is quite extraordinary.
And that's basically in the last 10 minutes, isn't it?
That is in the last 10 minutes. And if you look at where the stock markets there are at the moment, we're talking about a couple of $1 trillion notionally being wiped off the value of shares, right? When you hear President Trump talking about potential gains, and look at this, obviously... Wow.
So not to turn it into like A-level economics, but just explain the steps that mean Apple's share price has been hit that much by the announcement in the White House last night. What's actually happened there?
Yeah, well, you saw him and his, what are we calling it? Is it the horse race card or the
Everyone's got a different, it's really revealing what people go for. Like Chris Mason went straight for horse racing. I was like, oh, betting man.
I said Eurovision.
Yes, it's very revealing of what people are into. It reminded me of just doing lots of gags on the Daily Politics where I'd carry around big cardboard boards of things. But anyway, so just sort of take us through the steps that mean Apple is now worth a lot less today. Yeah,
well, it's fascinating, isn't it? When you look at some of those countries on that board there, and the biggest losers, and as Ben was saying, there is that formula which came to light that we now understand why it is those specific numbers came into place. Some of the big losers were the likes of Vietnam, Cambodia, Taiwan, the source of a lot of these components for gadgets, right? And a lot of things are made over there and shipped over. And guess what? Those are the kind of companies that you are going to see penalised as a result of these tariffs. Those goods are likely to get more expensive. Therefore, American consumers have to pay more or turn their backs on them and buy something else instead. So it's bad news for Apple. Gap, for example, that too, sources a lot of clothing from the likes of Bangladesh. Nike or Nike? We've had a bit of a dispute about which one you call it.
Nike.
Thank you. I was told it's a generational thing. I'm not going to go into that anymore, except to say that they have almost 500,000 workers in Vietnam working in factories there. So you can see where their shares were penalised quite so badly. Ironically, these are some of the countries that increased their market share in the US under President Trump's first term because he was penalising China. So they managed to bump up at their share there and get more of the gains. But now it's payback time. And therefore, you're feeling it in that sort of that ring of multinationals,